Happy fall, Tommy.
Happy fall, Joy. We're heading into the busy travel season.
We sure are. We've got some exciting shows coming up. Tim Stout's son, Tom Stout, is coming on to talk about his study abroad, which gives us a chance to talk about Australia now.
That's right, yeah.
And then he'll talk about Australia from his perspective. A real exciting interview coming up with Mary Jo Vopel, who is a teacher and a physician in oncology and hematology from Michigan State University's College of Osteopathic
We've traveled
Medicine.
with her several times, and she's done some interesting things in her career.
Yes, in fact, I hope it touches people like it touched me and Deborah about her mission in Guatemala. And then we have Brett Dreyfus coming on, and he is a trustee at Meridian Township who's had some really exciting ambassadorships in Europe. But in the meantime, Tommy, tell me about your trip to Australia.
Well, we had great time in Sydney, didn't we, Joy?
Oh my gosh,
It
new
was-
favorite city.
It lived up to its reputation. There's no doubt about that. And Australia is one of those places that's easy to put on the back burner because it is a long way to go. And
But it didn't feel that long to me with that nonstop and it leaving at night. 15 hours, I mean, you sleep 8 hours, so, a couple of Advil PMs. And
well, I thoroughly enjoyed it too. I'm just saying that, when you think about it, it's like, well, maybe I'll do that next year. It sounds a little involved. So anyway, that was our case. I mean, we've been talking about it for a long time and finally did it and didn't regret a minute of it.
Yeah, so I think, the food was fantastic. Of course, we did a private function at the Sydney Opera House. We actually danced together in the Sydney Opera House.
Wasn't that romantic?
Wasn't it? And of course, we did the bridge climb.
We did the bridge
And
climb.
a lot of people saw that with Oprah.
Yeah, a lot of celebrities have done that, so it's gotten a lot of press. But it's well worth it. It's not as scary as some things we've done. It's exhilarating and very interesting.
But when they breathalyze you before you go, you think, this must be pretty scary,
Yeah.
But I think it's
the
a
first one I ever passed. No, anyway. Well, you figure that, you've got to watch yourself, and you do, but, you're tethered, and the guides are wonderful, and just a breathtaking view of the city from up there. The coat hanger.
And then Manly Beach, which is actually named that way from its manly men, which I thought looked awesome.
You can attest to that,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. A lot of surf boys there, and of course one of the most delightful places, which is Bondi Beach.
Right. Well, the Manly Ferry that leaves right out of downtown Sydney to Manly Beach is a famous ferry ride, and it's very scenic. And we did that, and the town of Manly and the beach it's typical Australian beach scene there. It was wonderful.
It was. And I just want to talk a little bit about Australia. We're coming into the high season there. The seasons are reversed.
Right.
It was winter there when we were there, which was a great time to travel. Winter meaning that there's still palm trees, and there were times we were just in our shirt sleeves. But now they're starting to come into the high season. So if people are interested in going to Australia and New Zealand, you really need to book now for the high season. The weather is fantastically warm there during our winter. And of course, the Great Barrier Reef is known for diving and water sports. We have access to fairs, and I've done this for clients before, that don't exist on the internet. So if you're looking for great fairs to Australia and New Zealand, give us a call. It's a great way to use your points and have those new, what do they call those beds, Tom, that we had in business class?
Beds. Comfortable. The only way to fly, in my opinion.
Exactly. They're brand new. I've never been in anything
They're
like that.
Pods. I don't know what
little pods
the official name.
that flatten out. Oh yeah, like 15 hours of people waiting on you and sleeping and watching movies. I thought it was great. But in any case, Tommy, we're already out of time, so we're going to get to some news and our interview. So stay tuned. We'll be back with that right after this.
Summer may be coming to an end, but county fairs across Michigan are working hard to keep the spirit of long summer nights alive. The county fair is a great place for the whole family. The fair offers a free petting zoo where you can pet donkeys, cows, or even goats. For a few dollars, you can even feed these animals. There are pony rides for the younger crowd, and even bigger rides for those thrill seekers. With a wristband purchased at the ticket booth, you have unlimited rides if you meet the height requirement, and a fair just wouldn't be complete with all the delicious food. From corn dogs to elephant ears, there is something for everyone.
I really like all the fried food. The rides are fun too, but I mean, you can get anything on a stick at a fair, so I like that.
If you need to take a break from all those rides, the fair also offers many games you can try. Prizes range from big stuffed animals to little ones, and even goldfish. Make sure you look at your county fair schedule to see what events are taking place. The Sick Puppies, an Australian band, rock the stage at Ingham County Fair August 3rd.
I really like fairs. I think, like I said, I think it's a fun thing to do in the summer, something different, and I mean, it's a good, wholesome Michigan thing to do.
Don't miss out on this great opportunity and visit your county fair near you.
Today we have Jamie Shannon, who is a graduate from Michigan State University in the Communications Department. Thanks for coming on, Jamie.
I'm happy to be here.
And Jamie, what we wanted to talk about is something that I think is really exciting and also significantly changes people's lives when they're going to college, and that is study abroad. You did a study abroad program. Can you tell us about it?
Yep. My study abroad program is called Mass Media in the UK. I went for 6 weeks, and it was 6 credits in 6 weeks. Basically, what we did was we went to class Monday through Thursday, so we had Friday, Saturday, Sunday to
Party.
travel. I went to Dublin for a weekend, but we went to class from 10 to 4 at either the University of London or the University of Edinburgh, because we studied in Scotland as well. And we went to like a site visit from around 2 to 4, depending on the speaker that we had that day. For example, like we went to Bloomberg while we were there, which their offices are amazing. And
What is Bloomberg?
Bloomberg is, like Michael Bloomberg, he was the mayor of New York City, or he
Yes.
is the mayor of New York
Yes.
City, I believe. He has basically it's a financial business, but they keep track of stocks and everything. And they have 3 offices, one in New York, one in London, and one in Tokyo. So they're always on top of everything, depending on no matter the time of the day. But anyways, we did go to Bloomberg. We also went to Ogilvy, which is an advertising agency, very large in the UK and also in the US. And we did get to visit Parliament, which we got to speak with one of the representatives there
That
as
must
well.
have been a unique experience.
Very, very cool. We went inside and basically just had a round table talk with them. So
About their justice system and so on. It's unique
kind of
to ours, don't you think?
We also got to sit in on. They let the public view like the debates going on during the day. So there's like public viewing, which was very cool as well.
So, Jamie, you were in 3 countries, right? England, Scotland, and Wales.
Yes.
Can you kind of give us an overview of what your cultural observations were and how you felt about those countries?
Well, I don't have anything bad to say about any of them. I loved London. I would work in London if
Would you?
had the opportunity to present itself. Edinburgh was amazing as well. It did rain the entire time we were there, at least once during the day. And Wales, the nicest people. The Welsh are the nicest people that they're so friendly. But I think my favorite place is probably London.
And what about some of the things that, like food and attitudes and that kind of thing? Can you touch on some of those?
Well, food. London has a very bad reputation for their food.
Which I don't agree with.
I don't
do
agree
you?
with either. I didn't get that impression at all.
Well, because it colonized so many different countries, you can get the best Indian food and Indonesian food.
That's
and
one
isn't
thing.
it-
The first time I tried Indian food was in London, and they say that it's the best that there is, and it was very, very good.
Well, when you get to India, you can decide whether or
Yeah,
not that's true.
Very true. But culturally, like had I studied abroad somewhere else, I think there would have been a much bigger culture shock, but because they're English-speaking countries, there's not much of a culture shock there, and we were able to fit in very well, I think.
And what about living conditions?
Well, we stayed in a flat at Bedford Place in Russell Square. I don't know if you're familiar.
I know where Russell Square is. That's where the British Museum is, up in that neighborhood.
We walked
That's
by
a really
that.
nice neighborhood.
Yeah, we walked by the British Museum every day, but it's right near the University of London, so we walked to class there every day. But the flats were really, really nice, and we stayed with, believe there were 6 of us in a flat, and was like 23 of us total on on the study abroad in particular.
And some of your weekend trips, you said, were Dublin.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that a cool city?
Dublin was very,
I mean,
very
that's
cool.
one of my favorite cities in the world, I think.
Mm-hmm. We had, it did rain a lot.
Talk about partying.
Yes, we did go to the Guinness factory while we were there, which was very cool.
Temple Bar? Did you go to? Yeah.
We did frequent the Temple Bar as well, but I would suggest flying from London to Dublin.
Oh, you ferried?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good God.
Yeah,
that's a rough crossing.
Very long trip. Well, we took the train from London to Holyhead in Wales, and then we took the ferry from Holyhead to Dublin. The ferry, though, was like a cruise ship almost. There was casinos on it and all kinds of, I think you could go to view a movie as well. But it was a long trip.
So in closing, Jamie, can you just say something significant about what traveling in that kind of an opportunity did for you?
I honestly do believe that it is the best opportunity and best experience I've had thus far. And if anybody,
other than working with me, right?
Right.
Of course.
But I think that anybody who has the opportunity to study abroad should, and there's nothing like it, especially.
It gets in all of a sudden it just turns on that trigger that I got to see every place in the world.
Right.
Doesn't it?
Exactly.
Great. Well, thanks so much, Jamie. I thought it would be
welcome.
really interesting for everyone to hear what it was like to study abroad. So
Thank you. I'm glad I got to share it.
good. And we'll be back with Tom right after this.
If you haven't donated blood before, or it's been a long time since you have donated, please come out. 97% of us will either need blood or know someone who needs blood in our lifetimes. That's almost all of us. Plus, blood is used for premature infants, patients battling cancer, people with sickle cell anemia, as well as many others. Did you know that less than 5% of the eligible population, meaning those that would be good candidates to donate blood, actually do? That's about 95% of people who could donate that aren't doing it. You never know when you or someone you love will need blood. Blood is perishable and only has a shelf life of 42 days. You can donate every 56 days, 6 times a year. Please come out and donate and give the gift of life.
Hi, Faith. It's great to have you back in the studio.
Hi, Joy. Thank you so much
This
for
is
having
fun,
me back.
isn't it?
I know.
I learned so much. Actually, I should be paying you to come on and do these seminars for me.
Well, I learned from you as well, Joy. There's just a different dynamic on both of our sides of our business.
And on behalf of travel agencies, I want to thank Royal Caribbean because you truly are partners with the travel world. You make it possible for us to be able to counsel clients and still have the best values even if they went online. So thanks for that.
That's a huge compliment. Thank you.
Yeah. So Faith Sutkiss from Royal Caribbean Line is on, and one of the things that's really you're coming into the forefront with is culinary experiences on board.
Yes, the hands are going up and I'm starting to fly and me oh my oh, yes. With Royal Caribbean, on the Allure and Oasis of the Seas, we introduced some fabulous dining opportunities, 26 different dining venues on board the ship.
On board one ship?
On board one ship. And then mixing it with those...
So you can't even eat everywhere.
That's the plan. To give you an opportunity to come back and experience something new and different. And each ship has their own personality, but aside from the Oasis and the Allure, where we really launched this culinary experience, We've then taken it fleet-wide, and we call it the Royal Advantage, where we've taken all those different dining elements and sprinkled them across the fleet of 22 wonderful ships.
And that's called the Royal Advantage?
Exactly.
Meaning that, well, give me an example.
Well, the Royal Advantage is much more than dining, but the dining element is part of the Royal Advantage, which has been introduced across the ships. For example, DreamWorks is a wonderful partner, new partner of Royal Caribbean, and we have the DreamWorks character dinner, or character breakfast and dinners. And so those are being sprinkled across the fleet on different
what's that
ships.
about? Tell me about that. I'm
Well,
sorry to say I don't
Shrek
know.
and
Oh, must be that no children thing of mine, right?
exactly, I know. I'm in the same category you are.
So what are you saying? You actually have characters on board all ships or certain ships?
Certain ships, and that's part of the Royal Advantage. And when your clients come in, they can learn much more about what ships have what features on each ship. It's not cookie cutter that every single ship has all of the elements.
I see.
It's sprinkled across the fleet.
I see. And what you're trying to do is have some of your ships be more family friendly?
All of our ships are family friendly.
That's what I thought.
Absolutely. But there's just different elements that we introduced on the Oasis and the Allure that are so exciting that we wanted to
I
introduce
see.
those little components across the fleet. And some of those being the over 26 different restaurants. We wanted to introduce those different restaurants and sprinkle those across the fleet.
So you have the traditional dining, which is breakfast, lunch, and dinner in these formal dining rooms.
Absolutely.
And what are your dining time options? That's something that's really become a lot more diverse in the world
Exactly.
of cruising.
Well, it's about choice, and it's about having the client and the guest have the experience that they want when it comes time to dining. So we have the traditional early seating, late seating. And then we have my time dining, which means you can dine whenever you want to. If you're a person of schedule and you say, I'm dining at home at 7 o'clock, I want to dine on the ship at 7 o'clock in the evening, we can arrange that for you. Or if you're like me, you want to dine whenever it's convenient. Dining is second nature to experiencing the destinations and the ports of call. So that's me. Then we have my family time dining, and that's an opportunity for families with young children to come down to the main dining room at 6 o'clock because little ones get hungry early, and we know that. But we feed the children and when they come down right away, and then Adventure Youth staff member comes down, takes the kids up to an evening activity. And mom and dad can have a quiet dinner without the children.
That's so lovely.
Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah.
And then we have our character dinner, and we have the specialty restaurants. So we have over five different.
Tell people about that. I don't think, from my experience, that people really know what that specialty restaurant means.
Oh my goodness. We have very continental dining opportunities where there's 7.
So you make a reservation and there's a different menu, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
And is there a cost related to that?
For example, out of the 26 different restaurants that are on board, 8 of them have a service fee associated with it. $35. This would be a restaurant
Oh
that
my
would
gosh.
be our Chops restaurant. I would equate it to a Ruth's Chris Steakhouse where you
Yes.
can spend hundreds of dollars. This is only $35.
Excellent. Well, that just changes cruising altogether. So thank you so much
You're
for giving us an
welcome.
update on that. And I've learned a lot about the options that are available. So if you don't mind, we'd like to have you back and talk about honeymoons and repositioning cruises.
Sounds fun.
And we'll be back right after this.
Okay, the blood drive is in a few days. Here's what you need to do to prepare your body for the best donation experience possible.
Start stocking up on iron-rich foods like green leafy vegetables, lean meats, nuts, and berries. Here's a list of iron-rich foods that you can eat. Also, avoid fatty foods a day or so before you plan to donate. Be sure to get a good night's sleep before donation day. Drink plenty of non-caffeinated beverages like juice or water before and after you donate. Be sure you eat breakfast, and don't forget about lunch if you plan to donate in the afternoon.
Thanks for your help with the life-saving mission of the American Red Cross.
You are a hero.
What not to pack. There's a long list of items that you should not pack with you when you're going on a cruise with Royal Caribbean International. The good news is, if you happen to pack an item like an iron or a firearm, Royal Caribbean would be delighted to take those and hold those for you in storage. So don't be concerned that if you by accident pack something you shouldn't, that you will lose it or have to hassle with sending it back. We make those opportunities as painless as possible. But check with your travel agent when you're getting ready to pack for your Royal Caribbean cruise, because they are a resource in really guiding you through those items that you should not be packing for a cruise.